thank you, Caledonia American Legion Post, Color Guard. It was an outstanding display and wonderful singing by the Caledonia Choir of the national anthem here for homecoming. Well, Brian, the keys to tonight's football game, number one would be let's focus on the football game. It's been homecoming all week, but now it's time to concentrate on the football game itself. We've got an opponent that comes in here 1-4, but as Rockford will attest to last week, don't underestimate your opponent.
Oh, absolutely, and that's a lot of times that's a problem. A lot of distractions this week. It's homecoming week. A big win last week where everybody's up and the whole thing. It's easy to lose that momentum a little bit and come in and homecoming and all the busyness and all the stuff that go on. You can be distracted. So you're exactly right. And now it's time to snap the ball and play football.
All right. Another key to the game tonight. The weather will be a factor. Strong wind. Off and on rain showers tonight, and that's going to be to hang on to the football and limit the turnovers.
Well, yeah, any game, too. I mean, like last week, too, Caledonia played near perfect football last week. They minimal on the penalty side and no turnovers, and, yeah, exactly. That's what we need to do. And tonight, yeah, the field's in great shape now, but it won't take too much of a rain shower, the amount of water it took to probably turn it into a real mess. So Caledonia's shown last week they went back to some running the ball a little better. So if need be, they can keep it on the ground and control the ball. So
and that's another key, running the football against an undermanned Jenison squad tonight. So Caledonia will be receiving. The Wildcats of Jenison will be kicking off, defending the south end zone. Burton back, deep for Caledonia. Dieterle has the ball teed up for Jenison. There's the opening boot, a long line drive. It's going to be taken at about the 2. Return is set up. He's going to be hauled down at about the 22, where the Fighting Scots will have it 1st and 10.
I believe it was 18 on the stop, and there's not an 18 on there, so maybe it's 15. Their numbers are very hard to read on their uniforms.
We were noticing that before during the warm-up. So
the minute I called that, they're going to give it to 88 Joe Rambo. There was 3 of them there, so.
Well, Tanner Christian at the controls for Caledonia. At the back is Eddie Kelly. Spread formation. Christian back to pass. He's got a man out there. Intended for Kobe Wilson, but it falls incomplete.
Defense that time by number 7, Alex Perez from Jenison. He had good coverage too, Jerry. He was running right with him, so they did not fall for the receivers running downfield, and Caledonia came out with a long pass play.
So that brings up 2nd and 10. Stops the clock. Just underway here, first quarter. Caledonia's opening drive. It's a handoff to Kelly. He's going to be stacked up near the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1 on the carry.
Number 6, Eddie Kelly takes the handoff to the left side. He was met immediately by Jenison.
So it brings up 3rd down and 9, as they do give Kelly 1 yard on that attempt.
3rd down and 9 for the Fighting Scots.
You can really tell Jenison is undermanned tonight, Brian.
Oh, absolutely. They I think we counted about 31
they have 31
out.
on the squad, but they've only have like 27 dressed tonight. Wilson in motion. He's going to take the handoff, and he's going to be stopped short of the 1st down. So it's going to bring up 4th down. So Caledonia.
I believe number 4, Logan Mate, on the stop for Jenison, and Caledonia is going to punt, which is something they did not do last week. First time in a game.
Who would have thought Jenison could make them punt and Rockford couldn't? But Logan Mate back to take the kickoff. He's a captain for the Wildcats, a senior. Kelly will do the punting for the Fighting Scots. A little trouble with the punting team. They, like you say, Brian, haven't been
Did some
used to
personnel. Yeah, they had to get into the game before they could go.
Nice punt by Kelly. And it's going to be out of bounds at about the 27-yard line where the Wildcats will have it for their first possession. Well, Jenison offensively will run a spread formation. It's very similar to Caledonia's.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams that have gone to that set. Jerry, most teams actually have run some form of spread offense now. Caledonia is one that's gone a little bit back to power football. Last week they did, but most teams like to run that spread now.
Going to be missed handoff that time.
Well, the back
Lost.
slipped that time, Jerry. The
Well,
running back coming out of there. It's surprising that he's down in a stance too. Most of those backs start standing up, and he's down in a 3 and 4 point stance there, and he just couldn't get any traction on this natural grass field.
Well, at the controls is Mason Ipple, a junior. He's won the starting quarterback job. There is a competition earlier this year, but Ipple has settled in as the signal caller. Loss of 4 on that play. Second down and 14. Ball all the way back to the 24-yard line of the Wildcats. Quick screen. Bubble out to the left flat. It's complete. Maybe back to the original line of scrimmage.
11, John Neese, there first for Caledonia.
Brock Becky on that reception. So that's going to bring up 3rd and long. 3rd and 9.
Ball at the 28-yard line.
Ipple sets his team. I think he's audibling. He's rolling out. He's got some time. He's got a completion, but he's going to be well short of the first down.
Nice stop that time, Bryce Christian. Number 1 for Caledonia. Stopped him short.
That's Perez on the reception, so that's going to bring up 4th down. We're going to say 4th and 6, so Caledonia's defense holds, and we'll see the first punt of the evening from Jenison. Foreman back deep.
I didn't see many of those last week for me.
Dieterle will do the punting also.
Snap over his head.
He kicks it out of bounds.
Well, he kicks it out for a
so
safety.
That's a safety.
Well, you know, that's
Looked like he had
probably.
time to maybe
Well,
get
even
that
if he
ball.
picks it up, Jerry, he's not going to get anything out of it. And then Caledonia's right there, and then that's a 7-point drive. So you may not like the fact that he kicked the ball out of bounds, but it almost looks like a smarter play by just kicking it out and giving Caledonia the 2. And then they're going to have to kick to Caledonia, but that makes them go the, 40 or 50 yards for a touchdown versus 7 or 8. So.
Well, that score comes at the 7:46 mark of the first quarter. Caledonia
If that makes
on
sense.
2, 2-0.
I guess to me it makes sense that he did that. Otherwise, Caledonia would have had a short field, 8 yards, and they would have probably scored a touchdown on that drive. So, I mean, that's just a quick reaction by the kicker, and that's felt that was the best choice, which probably at the time wasn't all bad.
Well, Caledonia should come away with great field position.
Yeah, if they get any
Wilson
kind of
and Burton back to take this kick. They elect to kick
return out of this, Jerry, they should be. He had a good boot away, though. I was going to say they should be able to get back to midfield or close.
Wilson's got it at the 20. He's got a good wedge there. Gets out near the 40. So Caledonia does have good field position.
Other than the one slip, Jerry, by the running back for Jenison that time, it looks like everybody's able to get their footing so far on the field. So,
Like we say, the grounds crew's done a tremendous job getting this field ready for tonight's contest. Well, They have the ball spotted at the 38-yard line of Caledonia. Caledonia comes out in the wishbone. We're going to give it to the fullback.
Handoff to the left side, given to Caledonia.
Logan Soul
Logan Soul
got about 4.
pounds his way up to about
Caledonia looked good running that last week.
Oh yeah, they look really good at that. I don't think they had anything less than 4 yards last week, and I think their average was up closer to 7 or 8 out of this.
Again, second man through. That's Kelly.
He's-
Going to be short of the first down. He
I
got
think,
about 4 on that carry.
I think Logan Mate tripped him up right there in the middle of the field.
It's the third down and a long 2.
Peskin was there, Alex Peskin.
6:50 to go, first quarter. Caledonia. Ball at their own 47. Third down and 2. Fullback. Souls crosses midfield. He's got a Fighting Scott first down.
Well, that's what you like, that wishbone's designed for, that 4 yards in 3 plays, and then you move the chains and the clock runs and you keep possession. That's kind of the design behind that.
On the counter to Kelly. He's got a good hold. Bowls over one man and gets all the way down to about the 37-yard line for another Fighting Scott first down.
Mike Persak, number 15 for Jenison, finally brought Kelly down. Not after a big gain.
And the fullback's going to be stopped for no gain. Maybe a yard. Soul was met right at the line of scrimmage.
inside handoff to number 41, Logan Soul.
So that'll bring up second down and 10.
Tackled right at the line of scrimmage by Jenison's number 34, Marquise Paul.
So far, Jerry, to me, Jenison's done a pretty good job on defense here. They come to play.
And off the left side, Jalen Burton. He maybe got a yard.
Several Wildcats there.
Again, no gain, they say, as Burton just couldn't shake the right side of that defense, so it's going to bring up third down and 10. This time, Kelly,
There's nothing there.
maybe a yard. I'm not sure if the ball came loose, but if it did, I think Kelly held on to it. It's going to bring up fourth down.
Zach Mate, I believe, was there. Are those brothers? Logan and
Yes,
Zach? Are
yes,
they brothers?
yes, they are. There's two sets of brothers
I
on
finally
this team.
see that.
The
And
Beckies,
they
there
did
was
turn,
a fumble.
They did turn the ball over.
It looked like it came out, and Jenison comes up with it, and that's
There's one.
Caledonia's turnovers. That's well, give Jenison credit. That was a fine defensive stand by them. Caledonia in 3 straight running plays did not gain a yard, and they coughed up the football. So the Wildcats will have it first and 10 at their own 37. Again, problems with the exchange. The snap, all that Mason Hipple could do to get
I
that
gotta give
ball.
that to Andrusiak that time, number 7, Mike Andrusiak.
Hippo was able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. So maybe a loss of a yard. Anyways, it'll be second down. Again,
Got hit as he threw, but the pass was right on the money, Jerry.
And he's got a man. He's got Perez. And they've got a touchdown. Mason Impel put it out there up for grabs, and Perez came down with it. And 64 yards later, Jenison takes a 62 lead. That score comes at the 3:54 mark.
So which inning are we in, Jerry, if it's 6-2?
We'll see
Odd football score, but well, yeah, Jerry, the quarterback got hit right when he threw that ball too, and he still was able to get enough on it and hit the receiver.
Dieterle.
And Caledonia jumps off sides here on the extra point. So,
Well, we'll see if they elect to go for the 2 now.
they might if it moves at half the distance. Now they only have a yard or so to
I
go.
think they're going to go for the 2. That's
They may very well. Like they changed some personnel, so it makes you think that that's what they're going to do. He's talking to his quarterback.
They are going to go for the 2. I'd look for the trap play. We've given it to number 4, Logan Mate, right up the middle. We'll see if they trap it. They're going for 2. Oh, they're going to pass it.
No, the receiver wasn't even looking that time. He little
Miscommunication
yep,
there. So.
Yep. So we are in the second inning at 6-2, huh?
So our score will remain Jenison 6, Caledonia 2.
Well, Jerry,
Well, Jenison, give them credit. They took
yeah,
advantage of
give
them.
Caledonia
Got
just
turnover.
look a little flat right now. Really, they're just
Well,
not.
it's kind of like we
Yeah,
said, homecoming week hangover.
Yeah, big win last week. Just kind
They
of.
got to shake that.
You know, Jenison defensively has played very well both
Yes.
series. They've come to play. That's for sure. And maybe maybe they're thinking the same thing. We'll catch Caledonia like they caught Rockford last week, and that's why. What is it? The saying they say. That's why we play the game.
You got to play the game on the field. A lot of time left in this, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But right now, yeah, they do. They look a little flat.
Looks like that could be a wake-up call for this Fighting Scott offense. Again, Dieterle gets a high end-over-end kick. It's going to be taken again by Wilson at about a 6. Again, he's got a great wedge. He's going to be hauled down. Possible face mask at about the 32. We'll see what the call is.
I think it will be a face mask, Jerry, usually from that side and that.
So Caledonia is going to get great field.
Yeah, should be a 15-yard penalty, you would think. Personal foul, yep. Or 10. 15, they're going to be all the way out here to the 46, 47-yard line. So, well, they got to make this count here, Jerry. They got to
take advantage of this field position. Second time tonight they've had field position. They're going to stay in their wishbone. On the counter to Kelly. Breaks a tackle, fights his way into Wildcat territory, all the way down to the 46.
Brock Bethke, number 5, was first there for Jenison. Wrapped his legs up and had some help.
They'll give Eddie 7 on that carry.
So that's a little better.
Again on the counter to Kelly. He's got the first down and more, breaking tackles inside the 35 for Caledonia. We'll have it at the 34, first and 10.
Barrage, Sheldon Barrage.
That's a little bit more like it.
Yeah, they're running with a little more authority right now, Jerry. Like it appeared they had a conversation on the sidelines after that turnover that may have. They're not taking a lot of time between plays either. They're pretty much.
Burton on the counter.
Nice little
Hauled down
cutback.
at about the 20, where it'll be another Caledonia first down.
Number 6, Alex Peskin, had to run him down over there, not after a big gain.
Good blocks on that left side.
They're going a little quicker pace, even at the wishbone, Jerry. That's a little more methodical, but right now they seem to be running a pretty good pace with that.
Yeah,
So
Well, that lineman Gorby,
Get
Babb, and
Jenison's-
Simmons doing a little bit better job up front now, starting to
Tire that
make
defense.
themselves known.
We can wear that defense down a little bit.
Again, a keeper by Christian.
Yeah, great play. 53 that time. Gabe Noble, I believe, was coming up off the bottom of the pile. There was some other white shirts there.
2nd down and 6. They'll give Christian
Help with
4 on that carry.
Zimmerman.
Time to counter to Kelly. Breaks a tackle. He's got a 1st down. Inside the 10 where Caledonia will have it 1st and goal.
Number 88, Joe Rambo, and number 7, Alex Perez with the stop. Not after Caledonia was able to pick up another 1st down.
Well, this drive started at the Fighting Scott 47-yard line. They're knocking on the door at the Jenison 9. To Kelly, breaking tackles, touchdown, Eddie Kelly off the right side. Puts Caledonia on top, 8-6. That score comes at the 1:53 mark of the 1st quarter. Well, that's what Caledonia needed to do.
Well, they needed to respond, and the way they did, too. They didn't take a lot of time between plays either, Jerry. They seemed to run at a fairly quick pace for the wishbone set, and right down the field, knocking out that 6-7 yards of carry, which is good to see. So,
Watchers on, try the point after. Foreman
Got a
on the
big
hold.
leg.
The kick
Looks
is
like it's
good. So Caledonia, in a very impressive 53-yard drive, all on the ground, goes on top 9-6.
yeah, it was more like it. It was positive yardage every play and just knocked them off right down the field. So, well, I'm not sure, Jerry, and like you said, too, Jenison's kind of light on some players, too. There's going to be some people playing both ways, and maybe, and I don't know if it can happen this soon in the game, too, but you're going to start to wear down a little bit.
Well,
Their
drives
defense
like
has
that
been on
will-
the field
will-
is going to put that pressure on the defense.
It will. It will wear them down. Jenison has a real numbers problem this year. And, Kelly will do the kicking off for the Fighting Scots. Did a great job last week.
Oh,
Had a
absolutely.
lot of practice last week. A lot of practice.
Yeah, he had a lot of, several of them. He was able to kick them into the end zone, which is another great defensive weapon when your opponent has to start on their own 20-yard line.
There's the boot by Kelly. And this one's going to go in the end zone. And the Wildcats
Also,
will
so
take
again,
it out on
another
the
good
20.
kick.
You're right, Brian. That is a great weapon to have. Eliminate the kickoff return.
Rockford started 6 or 7 times on their 20-yard line, I think, and that's just tough. That's a long field after that. I only think he had maybe one of those kicks last week that didn't get all the way to the end zone that they actually returned. Well, maybe there was 2. They had a razzle-dazzle thing and another one that was kicked on the other side. But, yeah, 2 out of the whole group, that's pretty good. Another bad exchange. Yeah, they're having
Hipple's
trouble with
lucky
that.
to hang on to that. He's going to lose a yard.
Acala, 81. Antonio Acala is in for Caledonia, and he's playing this week too. It looks like Nick Adams is out this week. He's dressed, Jerry, but he maybe banged up a little bit, so he's not in tonight. But he is dressed. So.
Well,
Replacement with a nice job that time.
lost a yard on that play, so 2nd down and 11 for Jenison. It's going to be another loss on the play. Hipple had
several
nowhere to go.
Fighting Scots front line was there.
So it'll bring up 2nd and long, 2nd down and about
Along with
14.
34, John Hubble from the linebacker position. Well, they have Jerry Jenison. Several snaps have been bobbled. They're not. Some of them are not clean. So
we'll see
it's
what
disrupting
happens.
the timing of their running plays there.
This is 3rd down now. See if Caledonia can hold him here. Yepel back to pass. Oh, I take that back. That was a
he was
handoff had
rolling
us
out.
fooled. That was Logan Mate on a draw play. He had
Well, it was a great
fooled.
fake that
It
time,
was,
too. I
yeah.
think a lot of people
Very
thought
similar to Rockford last week. Had the
the
same
quarterback had it, and
thinking, and
So
as
it's
a
a
result of that, Jenison has a first down out over their own 40. Well, we'll see if they have time to get another playoff before the first quarter expires. I think they're going to let it go down, and they will. Yeah, it was a great play call. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. A very entertaining first quarter.
Yeah,
Caledonia on top, 9-6.
yeah, pretty interesting so far. Jenison's really done a very good job on defense, actually, and their offense is sputtering here a little bit. This play here is their most positive play they've had so far tonight. But as we'd mentioned, they're having a little trouble with the exchange, and I think that's disrupting some of their timing a little bit. But yeah, great fake, good play out by everybody. That was a very good play call for that situation.
Well, Jenison has not had a lot of football success these last few years. They've only they come in tonight a 1-4 record. They were 1-8 last year and 0-9 the year before. So victories few and far between for these Jenison Wildcats, but they are playing hard tonight.
Very much so. So far they're playing pretty tough. So.
Well, one of the other things, too, about Jenison, we were talking about this before the game. This is their third head coach in the last 4 years, and that's hard to get consistency in your program. Tough on the players, too.
Absolutely, yeah. If your coaching staff is switching and you just don't know what, the players got to get used to them. And, you're even used to the varsity coach at the lower level. So, yeah, that's pretty important.
Well, this time, Yepel.
Well, that time Hubble wasn't fooled.
Got nothing. He lost yardage.
John Hubble made sure that time for Caledonia that quarterback was covered. Well, Callie's able to get pressure on him every time, so I'm not really sure. He's been able to get some plays off, but most of them have gone for
it's kind of a
no or negative
this close, 96 is
yardage.
But give Jenison credit. They're fighting hard. It's second down and 13, a loss of 3 on that last play. As Yipple had nowhere to go. Lone back is Mate for the Wildcats. There's a pitch. To the man in motion. And he got about 9, so it's going to bring up third down.
22, Jake Murphy ran him down for Caledonia. Just a quick pitch play there.
Well, third down and 4, a little bit manageable, more manageable play for the Wildcats.
3rd and 4, he would think if they get something out of it here, they may even entertain the thought of going for it, but you just don't know.
Well, at this
Just
point
an
of the
option.
season,
I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know.
well, at this point of the season and their record,
it's easy for us just to say what we want up here. So, little swing pass.
He's going to be short.
Yeah, they're going to stop him right at
got-
the 50-yard line.
About a yard short. He got to midfield. He needed to get to about the 48 of the Fighting Scots. So it is going to bring up fourth down.
Logan Soul. I wonder he's going to entertain the thought of going for this. It's 4th and a yard at the 50-yard line.
Might have a play. Might try to draw the Fighting Scots off.
Oh, absolutely. Or there's a bunch of options
They
here.
got nothing to lose here.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
And they appear
Well, how about
they're going
that?
to go for it. So
Why not? And they may try to draw everybody off. He's just barking.
and that's what they tried to do, and it didn't work. So
Then
they
he'll
have
call
to
timeout, and they'll probably. Well, they're going to talk it over. They haven't switched personnel yet. So we'll just leave it out there yet to see what they're going to do.
wanted to see what kind of a defensive set Caledonia came in.
Yeah, like you said, too, a lot of teams come out and try to draw. The quarterback barks his signals real loud, too, and try to get a defense that's gearing up for a short yardage situation and try to draw them off sides. But Caledonia stayed put. And
Well, we have a tremendous homecoming crowd here tonight.
yeah, there's a lot of people here again, just like last week, too. That's great. Caledonia's just always got a pretty good-sized crowd. Even in away games, they take a lot of people. They travel good, and a lot of good support. Well, I don't think they changed personnel, Jerry, so I think we'll see them actually go for it here.
Well, we haven't been right yet. When we think they're going to run, they pass. When we think they're going to pass, they run. So they've got us off guard.
Oh, that's all right. That's pretty easy to do. It's not often we guess right, but sometimes.
Ippo's going to go for it. He's going to keep
Hand
it,
off,
and he's not
quarterback
going to
keeper,
get
he's
it.
not going to get it.
So Caledonia holds and will take over.
I even lost a couple of yards that time, so.
Again, great field position for the Fighting Scots.
No, Jerry, nothing wrong with that,
No.
though. Not like you said in Jenison right now, they haven't won a game yet. This year, too, they're playing. They're in this game, too. That's a positive thing if you get it. Now, I would definitely, especially at the 50-yard line, there's nothing wrong with going for that. So
Well, Caledonia's going to stay in the wishbone. Going to give it to the fullback. So he gets to about the 45, a gain of 4.
I believe that's number 34, Marquise Hall. He's a big fella. Down there for the Wildcats on the stop. It looks like, and the press box now has somebody else, but I can't read the numbers
On
anyways.
the counter, Burton has got a first down.
Yep, looks like the
That's where the spot is.
lineman spotted it. The chain gang's moving. So must be.
Well, one thing about Jenison, they don't have a lot of numbers on there, but they do have 21 juniors on their team. So that's
Well, and hopefully if the coaching staff stays and you have a big group of juniors and they can make something out of it, they can improve.
on the counter to
Second
Kelly.
back through to Kelly, and I think he's
gonna
probably
go.
going to score.
Touchdown, Caledonia. Eddie Kelly on a 37-yard jaunt on the counter puts Caledonia on top, 15-6. Well, that didn't take long.
No, that was, yeah. And again, either a good drive or a breakaway run, just like we saw here, is, again, what they needed after a fourth down stop like that.
Well, watch
And it's
your
early
sign.
in the second.
Kick is good.
And that may be a sign of Jenison
Yeah.
wearing down just a little bit. The guys that are playing defense they've been out there a little bit
Well, Caledonia
here, so
did it again. They took advantage of great field position, and that's what you have to do.
absolutely.
So our score, 16-6 with 8:33 to go in the second quarter. Well, just some great holes that time.
Yeah,
That
both.
last-
Yeah, Burton had a big run, and then the longer run by Kelly. So yeah, absolutely. Good blocking up front.
Well, we'll see if Eddie can pin him back again. And
Number 88, Joel Rambo drops back deep for Jenison, and number 6, Eddie Kelly keeps it up for Caledonia.
there's the boot.
It's a high kick. Will it make it to the end zone? It does.
So Kelly does his job. And Jenison will have to again take it out on their own 20-yard line.
Well, Jenison's going to have to start deep in their own end again. 20. A couple of their drives have started already. That gets, again, that's very tough to start deep in your own end. Caledonia's front group there, those 4 or 5 guys in the middle have been able to put pretty good pressure on.
Jenison sends a man in motion, and they pitch it to him.
Quick pitch this time. Defensed a little better that time.
Got about 3.
I believe, well, Bryce Christians is the last one up off there, but I think Andrusiak was there also, and a couple other purple shirts.
Well, Becky was the ball carrier. They'll give him 3 yards, so second down and 7. 8 minutes to go until halftime. Caledonia on top, 16-6. Jenison in no hurry. Again, they send a man in motion. Fake a pitch. That's going to be a first down.
Number 11, John Neese on the stop. They're giving them a little bit of a couple different looks here. They're sending some guys in motion, run a quick pitch. He faked it that time and got the other back coming across. So he's trying some different things here anyways. He's trying to get something started.
Well, that was Rambo on the carry for the
see if they can't get
Wildcats.
some sort of a drive sustained here.
Jenison very deliberate.
Oh, they're definitely taking their time. Obviously, the more time they have it, less time we have to score with it.
Again, this time Ipple back to pass.
No, these receivers slipped.
Nearly picked off by Soul as that ball was thrown behind Rambo. That stops the clock with 6:58 to go. It brings up second down and 10. Well, I think that's part of the game plan for the Wildcats is to take off as much time, the clock as you can. That keeps the ball out of Caledonia's hands.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you're right. They've been extremely deliberate here, just taking as much time as they can. So, good for the coaching staff to recognize the fact that they can at least keep the ball for a few plays, get a couple of first downs. They can take some time off the clock.
Yeah, and almost a bad snap, but Ipple
By
throws
the time
out
they
for
got
his
some
intended
pressure
receiver.
on,
Perez
from
falls
a
incomplete.
linebacking core there, John Hubble came, got some pressure on. He had to get rid of it sooner than he wanted to.
Well, that brings up third down and 10. It's a big play here for this Caledonia defense. If they can get that football back, a lot of time left here. 6:53 to go until halftime.
Yeah, they'll have time again here to try to get another score if they can.
Ipple drops back, strike three. Again,
Another that draw play, and Caledonia
he did
defends
not get
that one a little better that time.
That time Mate got a few, but not
think of
nearly
Kel, huh?
enough. So it's going to bring up fourth down, and I would think they'll punt it deep in from their own 34. I think they'll punt it away.
I wouldn't think they'd go for it here.
And
Yeah,
they
they're going
do.
to change personnel and put their punt team in. Geez, we got that one right.
Yeah. Just like a stop clock. We're right twice a day.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Again, another high snap, but he Dieterle hauls it in. He does get his punt away, and Foreman's going to let it go. It's going to be down at about the 30, where Caledonia will take it first and 10.
Dies on the natural grass surface over there. Caledonia goes back on offense.
And you're right, Brian. There's a lot of guys going out there two ways for Jenison.
Oh, you see a lot of the same numbers. Yeah. which is difficult. I mean, you got
Well, they just
some
don't have the
linemen, you have
personnel
some
that-
linemen that are both offensive and defensive linemen.
They just don't have the numbers to substitute.
as much, so they're gonna wear out here a little bit.
War of attrition here. Christian's going to keep it.
He's got a nice hole over here.
He fights his way across the 35.
I believe 34 for Jenison was there that time. That's Marquise Hall. I think that was who was there first. Looks like he's one of the two-way guys there. I see him out there both on offense and defense.
On the counter, Burton's got a good hole. Cuts inside. It's going to be a foot race. He's going to be hauled out. A bounce at about the 24-yard line.
And that's another guy that's playing the whole game too. Rambo, number 88, Joe Rambo. He's another guy that's on the field.
Yeah.
Hasn't come off yet, I don't think. So they could be getting gassed a little bit. Still plenty of time, Jerry. They could get another stop on
first and
defense
10.
and run it again.
This
But
again, Kelly.
That's Rambo on the stop. Well, he's all over right now. He's getting his workout in.
Loved him in the movie.
Yes.
Second down and 4 as Kelly picked up 6 on that carry. Again, Burton inside the 10 where Caledonia will have it first and goal. Because right now that offensive line of Caledonia taking over the football game.
Yeah, they're
First and goal, they have it at the 7.
fullback. Stumbled a little bit.
Tripped up just inside the 5. Second and goal. Soul got about 3 yards on that carry. This time Christian keeps it. It's going to be short of the end zone, maybe by a
He's
yard.
got down to what, about the 1 maybe? Oh, geez, now they're telling us it's the 2-yard line. Looks like the 1.5.
Bad spot. Anyways, third and goal, under 4 minutes, second quarter. Okay, this time Kelly.
Kelly's just
going
gonna walk in.
Walks in. Touchdown, Caledonia. Eddie Kelly from 2 yards out puts Caledonia on top, 22-6. That score comes at the 3:48 mark of the second quarter.
Well, Jerry, that didn't take much time. And there was just over 6 minutes, I
Yeah.
think, when they got possession.
Well, they
And
went 70 yards.
And,
70 yards in that
and
time.
there's still 3:48 left. They got time to make a stop and put another drive together here.
Well, Watchers on again. It's good.
Big kick. It's away. It's into the band. Don't have the band on the field, and we think we're at the Cal game or whatever that game that was.
Well, very impressive 70-yard drive there
Last
by Caledonia.
2 or 3 drives, excuse me, have been much better. Some bigger holes. They're getting the average per yard there is much better now, so way better.
Well, this is a very big possession for the Wildcats. They're on the verge of getting blown out here.
If they can, it would be a plus here if Jerry, if they can put together maybe a first down or 2, and take as much time off that clock as they can.
They've been
that
doing
would,
all they can to try to take time off the clock, but sooner or later you
I
got to
know.
get first downs. And
yeah, they got to knock a couple of first downs off so you can run at least 7, 8 plays versus 3 or 4 plays. And with the time they're taking, they probably could run a lot of this time off the clock. But
again, Eddie Kelly out to do the kicking.
I just see a lot of numbers even on special teams. Here, those guys are getting their workout in. That's for sure.
Well, they're gaining valuable experience, these juniors. And
Well, yeah, and you mentioned too they have a lot of juniors on the team. They'll do well for them in the future.
Again, Kelly's going to drive this one deep and
This one's out of the end zone.
The Wildcats will have it on the 20. The other thing, too, Brian, you got to give those seniors on that Jenison a lot of credit. You know, going through 3 coaches in their career and to stick it out.
Yeah, they've stuck it out, and they're playing hard. They're playing hard tonight.
You got to give those kids a lot of credit.
You know, this
that's
many
not
games
easy to
in,
do.
and they're still giving it everything they have, and that's good to see.
Shows a lot of character.
And that'll show a lot for the younger guys coming up, too, that's what it's going to take to turn it around and get the job done.
Well, this time Ipple's going to go under center here.
Well, he was able to get, I thought he was going to be stopped short. Yeah. Good effort that time.
Mate on the carry. Got some positive yards, about 4 yards, or maybe 5.
Trenton Foreman. Danny Potts and Trenton Foreman there. Well, Caledonia has a couple different personnel in there at the corners right now. Some different players in, probably getting a little experience. We'll typically see Drake Ellens or Trent Foreman out there, but they are.
Again, this time Mate was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Swallowed up right there at the line.
So it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah.
They might give him a yard at best.
So both linebackers that time.
Yeah.
Murphy and number 34 for Caledonia. That's John Hubble.
Caledonia's called timeout.
Yeah, they're thinking the same thing. They will stop this clock.
2:56 to go. They stop them here.
They want the ball back. It's going to take an extra score to get the clock to run. It's a Jenison's touchdown.
Well, that was a luxury last week against Rockford, especially that second.
Yeah, that helped a lot to have
running clock.
Have
really,
the game shortened. Boy, that game went quick.
It was checkmate at that point. Just was not enough possessions for Rockford to even make a comeback in that game.
No.
Caledonia would like to do that here, but the Wildcats.
Jenison, definitely shown some fight
hard.
here in the first half.
They've been putting up a fight.
I think the crowd's bigger now than it was earlier. They just
keep
look like they just keep filing in here.
A lot of homecoming festivities will be going on this evening. Again, this time Ipple rolling out. He's got a man. He's got a 1st down.
Logan Soul.
That's Rambo on the reception.
Boy, he's done a lot tonight.
So that is a 1st down.
So
They'll spot the ball at the 36-yard line of Jenison.
They were able to pick that up. That gives them at least 3 more shots, run some more time off the clock. Going to roll out again.
Apple's pass is nearly picked off.
Broken up over there. Trenton Foreman read that well.
Well, an incomplete pass stops the clock with 2:28.
Well, if he'd had that ball any higher at all, he would have picked it off, Jerry. And good thing he threw it low and into the turf.
Well, it's 2nd down and 10. Rambo in motion. He gets the pitch. He's going to be knocked out of bounds. After a gain of about...
Looked like Antonio Alcala forced him out of bounds. That does stop the clock, though.
It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 5 as they give Rambo 5 on that carry. Well, still enough time for Caledonia to get the football back and do something. 2:21 to go.
If they can stop them here and get the ball back, there's still it's over 2 minutes left. Plenty of time in Caledonia, I believe. Someone, Jenison called timeout.
Well, 3rd down and 5. When we resume action, and Coach Uganski talking it over with his offense. Like we said, Brian, that's all Jenison's trying to do now is keep it close.
I think so, yeah. And, really, I mean, they've done a pretty good job of that by slowing their offense way down, taking a lot of time off the clock.
Well, the last 2 Caledonia drives are, show you the reason why they scored fairly quickly on long drives, 70 yards and 53 yards, is just in a very short amount of time, and that's why Jenison doesn't want Caledonia to have the football. So this will be a big 3rd down play for both squads.
Like we mentioned, still over 2 minutes left. If Caledonia can get a stop, they will definitely have plenty of time to try to put another drive together and come up with some more points.
Becky's going to air it out. He's got Perez, but he did not hang on. He had it and dropped it. So
that was a nice throw, right on the money, and so they're going to have to punt.
That's going to bring up 4th down.
No way can they give Caledonia the ball at this field position.
That was a good play call that time.
Absolutely, yeah. He was open, and he just didn't hang on to it. He had it for a minute.
Didn't come up with it. I think that's the Kelvin Johnson rule.
Boy. Yeah, he didn't have the hands.
Dieter Leon to do the punting for the Wildcats. Foreman back deep to take the kick. Foreman's going to let it go, and it's going to be down at about the 32-yard line.
So it's not too bad. They should.
Well, they scored.
Should be able to
from the
make
30.
something happen.
Last
with
possession, Caledonia took it 70 yards, and still a lot of time. 2:07 to go.
Well, they're gonna. I was gonna say they may come back out in their spread offense. See what.
And they do. Some Kelly. Got some good blocking. He's going to be just hauled down inside the 45.
Alex Perez made the stop, but not after a huge pickup for Kelly. Good blocking off the right-hand side over there.
Well, that stops the clock as they move the chains, and there's a long ways to move those chains because the Caledonia, 32, gets down to the 23 of Jenison on that carry by Kelly. Again, Christian's got a man.
Right open, he hit Kobe Wilson.
Wilson takes it inside the 10 where it'll be
Again,
first
Perez
and
on the
goal.
stop.
Well, a lot of time, a minute 44.
I wouldn't doubt to see him go back to the wishbone here. They do.
There's a
Fumble.
fumble. I think Caledonia covered.
Just get inside the 10-yard line like that, Jerry. You got to go back to your power set. Come back into that wishbone set. Move the ball quickly out of the
Well, it's going to stay second and goal, this time from the 8-yard line. Clock winding down, almost a minute left here until halftime at Caledonia. Going for the score. And the counter to Burton. He's going to be stopped at about the 5, so it'll bring up 3rd down and goal.
Brock Bethke, number 5, was there for Jenison. And then Peskin.
So 3rd down and 5 for the touchdown here.
Counter
to
play to Kelly.
And he's in.
gonna
Touchdown.
score.
Caledonia. Eddie Kelly from 5 yards out puts Caledonia on top, 29-6. The score comes with 26 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. So very, again, impressive drive.
Yeah, and we just got done talking about that too. Jenison need to be able to knock off a couple of first downs in their drive. They got one, but weren't able to get the second set, and that forced them to give the ball back to Caledonia with too much time left on the clock.
The kick is good by Watrous, and that makes our score Caledonia 30, Jenison 6.
Yep, Jenison just needed to convert that first down on that last possession, and they probably would have been able to run quite a bit of that clock
Well, they
down.
would have got to halftime without any more
One
damage
less
done
score.
by Caledonia. But Caledonia, with 2 long drives here late in the 2nd quarter, have opened up some breathing room and lead 30-6 now.
After a close baseball score in the first quarter of 6-2. Yeah, it was impressive. They just a 4-play drive, that kind of yardage.
Well, Kelly, he's on again.
You know,
See if he
I
can kick it in the end zone.
I anticipate Jenison here on their possession just take a knee and get out and get to the half. Not take a chance of a turnover or anything like that and give Caledonia a chance at some more points. I would just assume Kelly can get it into the end zone here again. Line drive kick's going to come short.
This one's going to be
But
returnable.
he's going to return it.
Who else but Rambo on the return?
Absolutely. He's everywhere tonight. And then Jake Murphy for Caledonia on the stop. And again, with 20 seconds left here, we'll see. Maybe they'll go for the long one here, Jerry. Maybe they'll just drop back and let one fly and see if they can come up like they did on their touchdown.
Yeah.
Just throw one out there and see what happens. But
I think they're going to just go to a knee here.
yeah, it does appear that way. That's the formation for that. Just going to take a knee and
And that's what
Go to
Ilpa
halftime.
does, and that's going to be probably the last play here of the first half. A very impressive first half for Caledonia as they broke open a tight ball game here.
yeah,
with
they
2
started a little
scores.
sluggish, but yeah, they got it back on track there.
Well, we'll enjoy the halftime. Well, we're just about ready to start the second half here. A fine halftime. Kelly's kickoff. Again into the end zone, so Jenison will have to start from their own 20 again. A very effective weapon for the Fighting Scots. That kickoff.
Well, Jerry, I think Caledonia may have started just a little bit slow, and we talked about not seeing a letdown and all the festivities, and I think we've gotten beyond that point, hopefully, with the score at 30-6. But just need to finish this one out. No injuries. Get on to next week.
A pitch to Rambo. Got a couple.
It's defended a little better that time by Caledonia, that's for sure. First couple times they ran that, they were able to get substantial yardage.
They'll give them about 3 on the carry, so second down, 7. Again, that was a fine halftime performance.
A little bit of rain.
Homecoming
That's always too bad when they got all their stuff going on and it's got to rain on them.
We haven't had rain at homecoming too many times in Caledonia history. Again, Rambo in motion. This time just Logan Mate.
A big hole.
Got a first down.
22, Jake Murphy.
So
And a stop, and number 41,
the Wildcats move the chains.
Logan Soul.
Just underway here, third quarter. Got the ball. Jenison has the ball at their own 31-yard line. Again, pass to Ipple this time, or to Rambo, and Rambo coughs it up, and I think Caledonia has it. The
Quite a pile there.
I think the referee says so too.
And they do.
So a turnover by Rambo. And Caledonia has the football in great field position at the Wildcat 35-yard line. Caledonia comes out in the spread this first formation set in the second half. It's a pass to Andrusiak. He makes the reception.
Fights for a few extra yards. That's Alex Perez on the stop for Jenison.
They'll give him about 3 on that reception. So second down. Caledonia hasn't thrown the ball much tonight. They really haven't had to.
They'll even stand on the ground. They're going to, well, they're in their spread set here.
Send Soul in motion. It's a handoff to Kelly. Breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and still on his feet inside the 30, down to about the 27.
55 on the stop. Kyle DeJong, I believe.
Third and short. Again, Rambo on the stop. He's been busy tonight. Kobe Wilson in motion, and a handoff to Kelly up the middle. He's got a first down inside the 20. Again, there was good blocking up front that time.
Number
Brian.
4, Logan Mate. One of his many tackles tonight.
Caledonia has it first and 10. Ball right at the 20. Again, Christian going to be sacked for about a 5-yard loss.
Number 10, Tanner Christian, the quarterback, looking downfield, could not find the receiver. And the pocket broke down.
So that loss on the play will bring up second down and 15.
44 Cam Verhey.
We're under 9 minutes here to go in the third quarter. Caledonia on top 30-6. They'll have it second down 15.
Jenison.
Christian again back to pass. We might have a hold here as Foreman on the reception had first down, but
The
that
referee threw that flag, so you know when he throws, it's going to be pretty close to holding.
it looks like a hold.
And he is talking to the Caledonia offensive lineman. So
That's going to negate that first down.
push Caledonia back to 2nd and 25. Well played by Jenison. It took a while for that to develop before he could get a receiver open. He had one of the offensive linemen a little extra grabbing, but that's usually what goes on between the offensive and defensive line anyways.
Well,
They're probably holding every play. They just don't catch them all.
2nd and 25 here. Again, Christian back to pass. This time he's good. Could be a
Gonna
screen.
play to
And
Foreman.
it is. Foreman's got it. And
It was well played.
It
Yeah,
was.
absolutely. Third and Marquise Hall. Played that well that time. On the stop for Jenison.
Holds Caledonia to a short gain, so it'll bring up 3rd down 22. Well, Caledonia surprisingly going to the air here.
Yeah, this is as often as we've seen them throw at all. It's kind of surprising, especially on a rainy night.
Again, Christian, this time he's got Kobe Wilson on the reception. Kobe fights his way
Well, he got
inside the 20.
a big chunk of it back.
So it's going to bring up 4th down when you got to know Caledonia's going to go for it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They'll go for it here. There's no reason not to on 4th down this deep.
I think it'll be
In
4th and
Jenison territory.
about 7, Brian. They got to get to about the 10-yard line for a first down. Got it spotted just outside of the 17.
I hear got a whistle. Play stop. I think Caledonia called timeout before that play got off.
They did.
Probably weren't for sure that that's what they wanted to run. And good idea to call timeout before you make a mistake. Well, nice drive by Caledonia again here.
Well, we'll see if Caledonia can cash in on that great field position they had as a result of that turnover. There's 6:52 to go here in the third quarter. Well, a lot different than last week's game where we had a running clock. Caledonia, I think, going to the pass a little bit because they're going to have to pass on some of the games coming up in the next few weeks.
Yeah, they may have to. So that's probably a good idea to get some of those plays in. He's been pretty accurate. Christian's doing a nice job throwing the football tonight.
Man in motion.
He's going to give it.
Wilson, he's got a first down.
And I think he got past the 10-yard line
Yeah.
anyways, I
So
believe. Yeah, they're going to
Caledonia-
give him the close to the 8, aren't they, Jerry?
Yep, it'll be first and goal, Caledonia. It is at the 8-yard line.
The handoff to number 15, Kobe Wilson. He makes a couple of nice feet moves and makes it inside the 10-yard line. He does have a first down for the Fighting Scots. Tackled by Jenison's number 88, Joe Rambo.
And hand off to Kelly.
And he's just going to bully his way.
We'll see.
He should be in, but
Just
they're going
short. Just
to mark him short. I think we're going to have an injury.
there's a man down for
On
the
the field.
Wildcats.
Number 68,
He hasn't moved much since he's been down either. He's
Correction, number 63, Josh Knights was the tackler for Jenison, and there is a Wildcat.
It stops the clock with 6:21, an injury timeout here.
he's laying there. You wonder if he got head-to-head. Looks like he's going to get up okay. It's number 50. Good to see him get up. I'll find his name. Zach Mate. That's the brother of Logan Mate.
It's a
number
nice
4.
round of applause.
Played quite a bit. Good to see him jogging off the field. Hope it's nothing too serious.
Well, second and goal from inside the 1 for Caledonia here. We'll see if Christian just elects to keep it, run it up, or hand it off to Kelly.
Kelly's
Eddie
just
Kelly
going to
just
bully his
runs
way
it in from 1 yard out. Caledonia touchdown. That score comes at the 6:11 mark of the third quarter, making our score Caledonia 36, Jenison 6. Well, Caledonia took advantage of that turnover.
Number 16, Austin Watcherson to attempt the point.
Oh yeah, that's always you always like to try to
Number 4,
get points off turnovers.
Watchers is
Drop it
perfect
in there.
tonight, as that extra point is good, making our score Caledonia 37, Jenison 6.
You know, Jerry, another good thing I'd like to see, just because you're around the coaching staff and some other stuff too, is I like the fact that even that Jenison's down 37-6 right now after that play was done, they're still jogging off the field. They're not walking. They don't have their heads down. Nothing. They're hustling off the field. You like to see that. You don't like to see them, get into that mode where you're walking and this, oh geez, we're down kind of thing. They're jogging off the field with, so that's good to see that their coaching staff has got them doing that. You don't want
Like
to
I
see
say,
them get
we
down. It's
give
so
it-
easy to do, and
Give them credit.
They're still hustling.
They fought hard. Their game is out of their reach right now, but they are still playing hard, and that's to their credit. Gets time a low liner by Kelly.
it's just going to
And
skip
it does
in.
go into the end zone. So again, Jenison will have to start from their own 20-yard line.
Kickoff again bounces into the end zone for the automatic cutback. Jenison will have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
That tells you, you're right, Brian. It does tell a lot about the character of your football team. It tells you a lot about the character of the kids you got. So Jenison doesn't have to hang their heads. You
Yeah, you
can
look
only do
around
what
and
you can do with the talent you have.
sometimes people don't pick up on that. They're just watching the game itself and the whole part of the game, and those are things sometimes you should look for to just see how a team's reacting to certain things.
Yeah, they played a lot harder than what the scoreboard
Oh, I
shows.
believe so. Yeah, absolutely. The score doesn't indicate the intensity that they've played with tonight. Yeah, a little reverse.
here.
Yeah, going to be a
Hold,
hold.
it
Yeah.
looks like. It's going to come back. Somebody lost a helmet out there.
The handoff
I think that's Andrusiak.
And Druziak's helmet came off.
the ball out across
And Drake Ellens,
about the 27-yard
number 5 over here for Caledonia on the stop. Nice job. And Druziak
marker on the play. It was tackled by Caledonia.
It's
Lost-
against Jenison. That
lost
flag.
his hat.
I wonder if they're going to call a face mask if that's how Andrusiak lost his helmet.
Well, it very well could be.
Jenison penalty is
Huh.
face masking against the offense that moves the ball back.
That might make sense. But tell you, we're all over that, man. That's just we call it holding, but it could be. I mean, you're holding
could
on
be
to
a
his
lot of
helmet,
it.
right? It could be. You're
But
holding
anyways,
on.
it does back up Jenison 10 yards, and they'll be faced with a 1st and 20 here, all the way back. The ball's on their own 14-yard line.
He's just holding on to his face mask. That's all.
Again, they send Rambo in motion, and
Yeah,
he's
kind
going
of
to
a
take
little
another
snap, but he got it
pitch.
back to Rambo again. That seam is there, Jerry. Just Caledonia's defense is just quick enough right now to stopping that getting him. Otherwise, there's nobody there. If he splits that seam,
He's just
Trenton Foreman there, number 4.
he needs his guys to stay on their blocks a little bit more.
Yeah,
And,
and it looks like there's a little seam there when he turns the corner, but it's collapsing just at the last minute.
so that picks up about 9. So second down and 11. This time Ipple back to pass. He's getting a heavy rush. He does get his ball off. And again, he's got Perez.
It was over the head of Allen's back here on the coverage.
Well, that was his target when they scored the touchdown. And
Yeah.
Perez
And he got hit again. Same thing he's did in the first half. He got hit.
hauls in another one. And
Was able to,
the Wildcats will have it in Caledonia territory, 1st and 10.
connect. Give him credit for standing in there. I think he knew he was going to get a big hit on him. Again, they're taking a lot of time.
Yeah,
They're
Ipple's just a
gonna-
junior. This time Caledonia's all over that play.
Yeah, and Nate Shue. Is that how you say that?
Big loss on the play. As Caledonia was not fooled.
Tackled immediately by Caledonia's number 7, Michael Andruzia.
A loss of about 8 on that play. So it'll be second down and long. Second down and about 19.
Second and 19 for the Wildcats. Ball is now at the 44-yard line.
It's approaching the 4-minute mark here of the third quarter. Caledonia in control, 37-6. There's a fumble,
Ball's
and
out.
Caledonia has it.
We had some good yardage, and it just slipped out of his hand.
That was Becky on that carry, but he coughs it up. So Caledonia comes up with another turnover here in the third quarter.
Neese on the recovery. John Neese, 11.
And 10 at their own 43-yard line. Number 15, Kobe Wilson, now under center.
Wilson now in at the controls for Caledonia. He's got a reception.
I think 26. There are going to be some new guys in the game. Sam Last. I saw several new numbers come in, Jerry. So Coach Burrow's probably going to make a lot of substitutions here.
Well,
the
it's
last
homecoming.
quarter.
Everybody wants to get in the game if they can here. It's Caledonia well in control of this one, 37-6.
And if you can help it with 3 really big games coming up, you don't want to get anybody hurt unnecessarily.
So second down and 8 for the Fighting Scots. There's a fumble there, but
Trying to make what he can out of it.
Kobe comes up with it. A loss on the play. That ball's getting wet and slippery out there, Brian.
Yeah, we had quite a bit of rain, or say quite a bit, rained at halftime. So you can tell we're back inside with the window frame in the picture, but it was raining, and we don't want to wreck
It's nice
anything.
and warm in here. Warm
Yeah,
and
it's a lot
dry.
nicer in here, so at least everybody's dry. But yeah, it's maybe a little bit wetter down there.
Logan Soul in motion there.
Another little
Again,
snap.
Burton on the handoff. Got about to the line of scrimmage, so it's going to bring up third and long,
I think Caledonia's going to punt.
or fourth and long, rather. So Caledonia will punt it. Eddie Kelly on to do the punting chores for Caledonia. And Rambo will drop back for the Wildcats.
The 41-yard line, excuse me. And that'll bring up fourth down. He was tackled by number 11, Nate Shaw.
Again, Caledonia having some personnel issues on the punt team. It's the second time we've seen that this evening.
Drops into punt formation for the Fighting Scots.
Good snap. Kelly gets a fine punt away, high end over end. Fair catch by Rambo, and that's where the Wildcats will have it at their
Looked like the official
own
was gonna
24.
Thought about reaching for his flag, but it was the defender was being blocked into him. So there shouldn't be a penalty on that.
Well, minute 37 to go, third quarter. Jenison will have it first and 10. Their own 25-yard line. Well, you know, Caledonia has the luxury where they can substitute freely here. Unfortunately, Jenison doesn't.
No, they don't have enough to do that, but Caledonia does have has made several substitutions here at the end of the third quarter.
This time, Ipple's going to tuck it in and run, keep with it, got a couple.
68, Jake Fedewa on the stop.
Ipple got 2.
Pick up a 2 on the play. Second down for the Wildcats. Ball's at the 27-yard line.
Well, approaching the 1 minute mark, third quarter. Second down and 8 for Jenison. Going to keep by Ipple. He's not going to get much. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll bring up third down.
I think 80 for Caledonia was there first. Matt Sarver. There's a couple other purple shirts there too. I can get their number, but it looked like Sarver was there, one of the first ones.
No gain on the play. Third down and 8 for the Wildcats.
It is going to be third down and 8. See if Jenison can get another playoff before this quarter expires.
I think
they're not in a hurry.
Way they've been running their offense, they're just going to let this run out.
And they will let it out.
Get to the fourth quarter here on homecoming.
And that's the end of the third quarter. A fast-moving third quarter. Our score, Caledonia 37, Jenison 6. Well, Brian, let's talk about next week. Caledonia is going to be traveling to East Grand Rapids to take on the Pioneers, and will probably be the game of the week in the OKY.
Yeah, it sounds like they're up for game of the week over at East Grand Rapids, which should be good.
This victory tonight, which we are assuming will be a Caledonia victory tonight, will
Well,
even Caledonia's OK White record at 1-1.
Well, it keeps their Caledonia's pretty much right now. They're playing week to week. Their playoff chances hinge on they got to win every week from here on out to get to that magic number 6 wins to get you in.
Well, they improved greatly last week with that big victory, shocking victory in a way over the Rockford Rams, and the way the point system and the required number of wins very favorable for Caledonia.
They've played some very meaningful games in East Grand Rapids Stadium in the past.
Yes, they have. One of the 2 memorable games, the 1999 game, Caledonia upset East Grand Rapids in the first playoff victory in Caledonia's history. They sent Coach Barczewski into retirement as a loser his last game. And then no one can ever forget the 2005 East Grand Rapids Caledonia game, which Caledonia won, which catapulted them on the way to the state championship in 2005. So Caledonia's had success at Pioneer Stadium.
Yeah, they seem to play well over there.
If you can find a place to park, it's great for the fans too.
Yeah, that's we talked about that in the game. You got to go early to find a place. Parking's at a premium over there, and you can't. Very difficult to.
Of course, East Grand Rapids, tremendous program over the years. More state championships this century than any team in the state of Michigan. Coach Sturzma has a fine program. They haven't made the playoffs in the last 2 years, though, and that's quite surprising. So we know the Pioneers are very hungry for victories
And part
this
of
year.
that's as we talk almost weekly, the conference we play in, the OK White, which is you just beat up on one another every week.
Well, it's loaded. You got 4 teams there that are state champions. They have coaching staffs that are state champions, so there's no question about it. It's the best conference in the state. They proved that last week going
Last week, too,
up
when
against
they beat
the
up on
OK
the OK
Red.
Red division. You bet.
The big boys, so to speak, took it on the chin as the OK White. It was pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's too bad because I would say there's probably 3 or 4 teams in the OK White. If they could get to that 10th game, so to speak, playoff setting, and get away from one another, they would probably do pretty well. But they can't seem to. They're just going to beat one another up in the conference play, and
This time Caledonia has substituted freely here as a fullback.
I think Bryce Christian's.
That was Bryce Christian on the carry. He got about 5 on that carry.
Tackled by Jenison's number 53, Gabe Noble.
Well, 2nd down and 5. Clock running down to 10.5 minutes to go in the contest. Caledonia well in control of this one, 37-6. Again on the counter. Just tripped up. It was Logan made on the tackle. Corey on the carry for Caledonia and a nice run.
5, Brock Bethke. You're right. Now we're still going to call the same names for Jenison because there's just no way they can hardly get anybody new in the game. A nice run that time by Nick. They're going to stay in their wishbone run set. Jerry, just run some time here now. I'm sure they'll be happy.
Caledonia's in no hurry here. It's a good time to give some guys some experience here. This time on the counter, Torrey, he's going to be stopped for no gain, maybe a loss of 1.
The handoff again to number 38, Nick Torrey.
I believe number 61, Isaac Sin is
2nd down and 11.
Tackled by number 61, Isaac Signs for Jenison.
I just shredded that name. But it's dark. I do have my glasses on, so should be able to read it. But
In Caledonia and stay in that
terrible with
wishbone.
spelling.
They're in no hurry. They're taking time off the clock here.
Yeah, there's no reason to be in a hurry here. You don't want to act like you're running up the score by
On
any
the counter
means.
to Jalen Burton.
Burton's
He's inside the 30. He's
big
going to bring
run.
up 3rd and short.
I think 55 on the stop that time. That's Cal DeYoung.
He was then tackled by number 88, Joe Rambo.
Joe Rambo, number 88. There were several white shirts there.
On the play, opening up third.
Well, 3rd and 2 for the Fighting Scots. Again, Caledonia milking the clock. 8:20 to go, 4th quarter. It's going to be close to a 1st down. We'll see how far he got.
Handoff to the right side again to
Torrey, the ball carrier. I think he's going to be just short, maybe a yard short. 4th and 1.
Anthony Carringer. It's a funny way of spelling it in the program, but I hope I got it right.
4th and short for the Fighting Scots. Tackled by Jenison's number 52, Anthony Carringer.
Gee, sounds like I got it right.
The fullback, Christian, he's got the 1st down. So Caledonia will maintain possession, move those chains. Spot the
believe
ball
64
inside the 25 at the 24.
Brent Willman. Yeah, they're substituting quite a bit now. Jerry just trying to get as many people in the game as they can.
Jenison would like to do that too, but they don't have that many people to get into the game. Again on the counter to Burton. Slips one tackle, breaks another tackle, gets inside the 20 all the way down to the 15. They'll give him about 9 on that carry. It's going to bring up second down.
9 yards on the play. He was tackled by the Wildcats number 5, Brock Bethke.
Time fullback
Christian
breaks a
bounced off a
tackle.
few.
And we've got a penalty flag comes in there late.
Hand off to Caledonia's number 1. That's Bryce Christian going to the left. There's a penalty marker on the
Late, I don't know if there was enough blockers over there to be holding on Caledonia, or
It is going to be a hold. It's going to back up the Fighting Scots.
it is. Yes, it is.
So that pushes the ball back to about the 21-yard line. It'll bring up second down. Well, Brian, another touchdown would set off a running clock. My math's right. Time Torrey on the counter, got to about the 15. He's going to be short of the
Might have
first
been Nate
down.
Shue. It's close to a first down. Looks like they're going to mark it just a little bit short.
So third and 1. 6 minutes to go in the game. Caledonia, the 15-yard line, well in control of this one, 37-6.
Second back again.
Torrey on the counter.
Oh, he's going to get there.
Touchdown, Caledonia. Torrey from 15 yards out puts Caledonia on top.
Nick Torrey.
3-6.
On that. Torrey's been running pretty hard here since he's been in the game, Jerry. You're not going to tell those guys not to.
The 5:37 mark, Caledonia on top. Watchers on again for the extra point. Foreman on the hold.
That's good for Nick, too. A homecoming Jerry, he's a senior. So
It's good. And our score, Caledonia 44, Jenison 6.
well, they were, just trying to just run time and
Well, very deliberate drive.
very
that time
deliberate
by-
drive, just trying to run time off the clock. They're really not trying to run the score up by any means, being up by they are. But, hey, these kids are playing hard. It is homecoming. Again, we said Nick Torrey is a senior, and, he's going to work hard and try to get a touchdown.
Well, you practice hard, you play hard. That's the way it should be.
Please remember to stay in your seats following the conclusion of this homecoming game.
So Kelly on again to do the kicking off. Well, we may have a different kicker. They're going to give Eddie a rest.
Watrous, he's got a big leg too, I think, Jerry. I just think Eddie's been doing a lot of the big kicking off, but
Well, it's hard to argue with his results.
oh, absolutely. Let's see what he ends up with here.
This is the boot by Watrous. It's going to be returnable
A little bit
by
short.
Rambo. He's going to be stopped at the 25-yard line. And we will have a running clock as our score is 44-6.
Should make the last 5 minutes go rather quickly. And again, most of the halftime, or the, excuse me, not the halftime, but the homecoming festivities are set to take place after the game is done.
Where the Wildcats will have the ball 1st and 10 in their own territory at the 25.
That's the clock. We're under 5 minutes to go.
Jerry, I am too. I think Jenison played harder tonight than the score indicated.
They really have. You got to give them credit. They were way outmanned tonight, and not outspirited. Again, there's a bad snap, and I think Caledonia's going to come up with the ball.
Yeah,
We'll
I
see.
think Jenison got it back, but you know they've struggled with that all night. They had several
Well, it started with that snap on the
bobbled
punt,
snaps in
and then
the
it just kind of snowballed from there.
first half, but yeah, the exchange has been somewhat of a problem tonight for them. But that's somewhat of a problem in the spread offense anyway. Sometimes it's always that longer snap and.
Well, that loss on the play, 15 yards, is going to bring up 2nd down and 25 now. Ball right at the Wildcat 10-yard line. They're just going to dive it.
Yeah, with the clock running, they probably
Yeah,
can.
they're
It's going to run the clock down to a
Whipple
point.
just kept it. Whipple will be back next year. He's a junior. There's a lot of these Jenison players will be back next year. They are gaining valuable experience this year. Got to give Coach Uganski some time to get his program right.
3rd and long for the Wildcats.
Like you say, you got to appreciate the effort.
Oh, very much so. I thought they played very well in the first half. They just, like you mentioned, though, it's just you're just outmanned, and they have almost everybody playing both ways, offense and defense. You're just gonna wear out. But I do like the fact that they still hustle on and off the field, and they're still hustling on all their plays, and so that's just good coaching and having a good group of kids.
Well, the 3rd down play is going to be well short of a 1st down. It was 3rd and 24, so it's going to bring up 4th down.
Number 14, Chris
And we'll
Deserve,
see if
is the Jenison ball carrier.
Jenison
Picked
punts
up
it.
by Caledonia's number 67, James Doxey. 4th and long for the Wildcats.
I think they're just going to let the clock wind down, and they are going to send in the punt team.
They've had some trouble. They better be careful here. They've had some trouble with their snaps tonight.
Well, Caledonia's
the
not
game,
even
they
sending anybody back right now.
Snapped one over their head. Well, hopefully he doesn't snap one into the end zone here.
Send the snaps away.
Got it away
Nobody
clean.
back for Caledonia,
Got a nice
so this
punt
one
away.
It's a Jenison roll,
Yes.
and that's where it'll be down in
Caledonia
Caledonia
should be able to
territory.
just
I think Caledonia will
Just knee out
probably
here
just
almost.
knee out right here. There's only a minute 45 to go in the contest.
That would be the proper thing to do here at this point.
1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
Go to the victory formation, they call it, and just snap the ball and take a knee.
Well, ever since a 6-2 score in favor of Jenison, it's been all Caledonia tonight.
It's too bad it's beginning to rain again right at the end of the game when they probably least want it to for. And that's what they're going to do, Jerry. They'll
They're
just
going to go to a knee here.
snap and take a knee here.
They do. We're under a minute to go. Caledonia only has to take 1 or 2 more knees. This game's over. Well, again, a very impressive performance by Caledonia tonight.
Yep.
Took care of business. They did what they had to do. They focused after a busy week of homecoming festivities and concentrated on the task at home, and going to walk out of here with a 44-6 victory.
Just need to snap it one more time, and that should do it. And probably everybody's glad it is starting to rain quite hard right now. That should do it.
That will do it. That's going to be the last play of this contest. Much to the delight of this large homecoming crowd.
And begin to stay in your seats as the 2014 homecoming court.
And that is our final. Caledonia 44, Jenison Wildcats 6. Again, like we said many times tonight, Brian, our hats off to Jenison, an outman team tonight, but they fought hard, gave Caledonia
Yeah, they
a
came
good
out and
test in
played
the-
very well. I thought they played a pretty good first half. They made a couple of mistakes, but really for the most part they did. They played very well. And
Well, Caledonia came out focused, not at the beginning of the game, but after that first series, they really
well, I tell you, after
settled down to
Jenison scored
business.
that touchdown, they really,
that was
that
was
wake-up
a
call.
It really was. So, but a very
And then
impressive victory for Caledonia. Like we say, that does even their OK White record to 1-1, with a big road contest coming up next week against the East Grand Rapids Pioneers. A big game for Caledonia. That's a big game.
Big
for
game,
East
man.
Grand
This is
Rapids,
4
so-
wins now, and you got to try to find 2 in that next 3, which is going to be extremely difficult. But I don't think it's impossible. That's for sure, for what we've seen. And hopefully, if they can come away with a big road win, they have a couple of games at home.
Well, congratulations to Caledonia on a fine home win. We'll be filming the festivities here. I'll see you next week. I'm Jerry Hoover.
And I'm Brian Bennett.